Hi, it's Nishi. Hope you have a really good day. And today's video, what I want to talk about is should you tie customers into long-term contracts? And if you've seen some of my other videos, what I've talked about in the past is, and by the way, before I get into that though, just remember to go to our website, naccounting.co.uk, and check out all of our great content on there, including our most recent version of our tax guide, which has got some really useful tax saving tips, and it'll help you really understand business tax and finances. So going back to this though, why should or shouldn't you tie people into long-term contracts? So in my previous video, I've talked about the different hierarchies of income. So not all income and profit in your business is equal. Like we were talking about how profit generated from a one-off transaction with payment terms is worth much less than a subscription where people have got to pay some sort of setup fee and then get tied in for a certain period of time. How that the latter one was far more valuable when it comes to the value of your business. And there's definitely a point to that. When it comes to selling your business, if you can demonstrate to someone, hey, you've got all these customers tied in for this period of time, then it can certainly be worth more. But what you've also got to demonstrate at that point is that those customers are happy and aren't just going to leave once that time period is over. But one of the reasons I really wanted to talk to this, because I often see people and suppliers come to me asking for long-term contracts. They'll say, hey, we're going to tie you in for a year, we're going to tie you in for 2 years. Some industries like telecoms and broadband and all that kind of stuff, it's just a convention. They do it and you can't really get away from it because everyone in the industry is doing it. But there's other industries where people come along and try and tie you in for a certain period of time, and it can be really off-putting for a business owner to want to sign up to a really long-term contract like that. Certain HR companies out there try and tie you in for 5 years, and if you don't give your notice at the exact right moment, they'll tie you in for another 5 years, and it's awful what they do there. But the other side is there's other types of businesses that do try and tie you in for a certain period of time. There's an argument to a for, but for people will say, well, if we know you're going to be a client for this period of time, it means we can get the right staffing, we can prioritize you, we can make sure that the business is being run sustainably so you get the very best service. One of the cons behind that though is when people are trying to tie you in for a long period of time, you're asking the question, why do you need to do this? Like, if your service is good, I'm going to stay for years anyway, so why the tie-in? Are you not confident in the quality of your own service? And what happens then is actually that tie-in that they're suggesting, that becomes a barrier to making that sale, because on one hand they're telling you about how good they're going to be and how they're going to really deliver for you, but on the other hand they're trying to get you tied in for a year or 2 years or 5 years, which means actually they're pulling you into a contract where, despite saying they're going to be great, they don't have any incentive to be great because you're going to be a customer whatever happens. So my thoughts on it are to some extent tie-ins do work in the short term, especially when you just got to have people on board for a certain period of time, especially if you've got large setup costs which you're not going to bill them in the first month. Then you've got to have them on board for a certain number of months so you can recover those setup costs for the initial work. But actually, for a lot of businesses out there, they need to really be able to justify why they're trying to tie customers in for a long period of time, and that's worth it doing. And if you can't think of a good reason, and more importantly a reason that your prospective customer will understand, then maybe the thing is not to do it, because all it does is it makes you look unconfident in your ability to service and retain that customer. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you found that useful, remember to talk to me about other things and other videos you've seen that I've done. We've got our website once again, and book a call with me as well. It'd be great to talk to you and understand more about your business and your situation. So I'll see you at the next video.